Spider monkeys are extremely special. They are unlike many other primates because they have these amazing tails full of muscles, so they can use them to actually hang on to things. It's like they have their own personal harness. So if you think that these monkeys are always in the very tops of the trees, the fact that they can hang on and prevent themselves from falling is just incredible. They have very tight bonds between the mothers and the infants, and it takes a very long time for the mothers to be able to train and teach the infants all they need to know so that they can go off into the world on their own. It's very similar to how we also interact with our young as we would with humans and children. And I think that's quite special.
We study spider monkeys here in this beautiful forest, not too far from the coast of the Riviera Maya, in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, where there's a large population of spider monkeys still. We work in this forest, and the exciting thing is that the forest is rather low, and so we can actually see them well and be able to understand where they're being. Spider monkeys play an important role in the ecosystem. They are gardens of the ecosystem. They can eat fruit with large seeds and can disperse these seeds a long distance because they travel long distance. Most of the other animals don't do that. Either they eat the pulp of the fruit and they leave these seeds on the ground there, or they eat and crunch the seeds so they don't disperse the seed. So in that respect, they play an important service to the forest, and because of that, to all of us.
So spider monkeys are found from the south of Mexico all the way down to Bolivia. So they have a huge range across the Americas. But in almost all of these places, they're slowly starting to disappear, and all spider monkeys are now endangered with extinction. And this is happening in different places for different reasons, but the most important is their habitat is being lost. So it's disappearing due to things like agriculture, but also huge infrastructure developments. And in many places also pet trade, so they're very popular as pets because the little monkeys are very cute, and sadly enough therefore also wanted to be kept in homes rather than in the forest. For some reason or another, I said, this is the one. I want to dedicate my career, my life to saving this species. And that hasn't ever changed in the past 5, 6, maybe even 7 years since I was first introduced with them. It's just complete dedication. Many primates and spider monkeys included, we've been counting them using methods in which you walk through the forest, constantly looking up into the canopy. Where are they? Do I see movement? Can I hear them? And when you find them, you take certain measurements. And with this, we can use some relatively simple calculations to infer how many individuals are there within the area that you're surveying for them. Problematically is that it's very time-consuming. It's very tiring and requires quite a lot of money. We just thought there must be another way. And that's when I heard about the research that Serge was doing using new technology, and I thought, can we use that to find spider monkeys? And can we actually count them as well? If that's just because that's the easiest route to get on, could be.
Because it might be area dependent as well.
For a few years I'd been flying drones with standard visual spectrum cameras, but we ran into some limitations. Often animals are active at dawn and dusk, and normal cameras don't detect very well then. So we started to use thermal cameras, where you get the heat signature of an animal on the camera. And we've collected quite a lot of data. We ran into the challenge that it was very cumbersome to go through all that footage and find those animals manually. So when I mentioned that to my neighbor, Steve Longmore, who's an astrophysicist, he said, well, maybe I can help. Galaxies and stars are warm bodies against the cold sky, and we use algorithms to detect those automatically. And what I would like to do is try to see if we can use those algorithms to detect animals automatically in your footage. And then I was like, aha, that is an interesting idea. So that's how we started this. There are many areas here where they don't know whether they're spider monkeys or they don't know how many of them there are. If this works, it means we can fly drones over large areas and get answers to those two questions. And that would be really helpful for the conservation projects here in Mexico.
We were able to get together an amazing team of different experts from a wide range of fields to be able to count monkeys using this incredible new technology. I believe that in many ways we can change the world, and the first way is by teaching each other and sharing our knowledge, our interests and our passions. I hope that by doing that and by helping to share my interests, my love for them and my passions, I can convince others of how beautiful they are. And then many people will have the opportunity to enjoy them in their natural habitat. That is my absolute biggest hope for the monkeys.